Hi YouTube, Mochismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. I was talking to someone about a narcissist, but I wasn't using the word narcissist. And I started thinking, man, about that conversation I was having with them. How empaths, chosen ones that are awake, have an uncanny ability to connect, pour into other people's souls and spirits and lives in ways that are coded. And I got thinking about the Bible, how Jesus connected with people and he talked in what some would say riddles or code. He used everyday analogies or allegories, metaphors, and something that they could relate to bring about an awakening to the people he spoke to. But unfortunately, most people, it went unnoticed. And I'll tell you why it went unnoticed. Because when you have to deal with yourself, much like the narcissists have to deal with themselves, they don't. But even us who introspect, which is the word I use a lot, that's going within yourself, looking within yourself, finding out where there are problems and there are shortcomings in your life, and seeking to soul search yourself and trying to correct those things through different measures, whether it's reaching out for counseling, help, spiritual guidance, you name it, advice, whatever. You're reaching outside of you're looking within yourself, seeing the problem, but often you're reaching out to other people who you consider wiser or more astute in the thing, or they're more familiar with the thing, or they have the experience in the thing that you're going through. Now, to bring that back full circle to where I'm trying to go is I was talking to the individual and it was a female, and they was talking about the way the guy pretty much, I don't know if they said used. They stopped short of just saying he used me, but they were saying that he would need money, and she would give him a certain amount of money for gas money, and they had a commonality when they met each other, and that commonality was they both smoked cannabis. I'm speaking to a lot of people today on a Sunday about this, because there is, in the cannabis movement, the cannabis legalization, there are a lot of people that smoke cannabis, use cannabis in different ways, whether it's edibles, smoking it, you name it, oils, whatever. I don't condone it. I don't endorse it. I'm kind of like okay with whatever a person chooses to do in that respect. If they are responsible for their life and the people around them and they can function, kudos. But with everything, there's an abuse factor. So that being said and out of the way, I realized from them talking to me, and they did too as they were talking, they were actually like, we bare our soul to people. We tell people what the problem is unbeknownst to us. We're actually telling people we knew what we knew we were being played as we're telling the story about the person who played us. But we stopped short of saying it that way. So here I am. I'm helping them make sense out of the nonsense. Although they didn't ask me for my 2 cents, there's a compelling energy that a chosen one has, an empath has, to heal rather than to hurt. And a lot of times when we're trying to heal or we're attempting to heal, we are giving strong medicine. And so I retorted back to them and said, in a comical way, and said, yeah, that was commonality, the cannabis thing, and you know that. And I said, you gave too hard, you gave too long, and you ended up almost not getting that hand back that you fed the silverback gorilla with. That sign at the zoo don't feed the animals is there for a reason. And I use this analogy a lot. You know, when it says don't feed the animals, don't feed the animals, and you always got this knucklehead that, such as all of us have probably been, we continue to defy the signs of don't feed the animal. And we give the silverback gorilla Fifi, hey Fifi, and you stick your hand through that gate because he looks unassuming, but not realizing that this gorilla has the propensity and the power to snatch your arm out of your shoulder like a toothpick. The brute strength that this thing has, because you've taken its kindness for weakness. Because we can take the evil and dark spirit's kindness for weakness too, just like they take our kindness for weakness. So it's a yin and yang, darkness and light. This is what we're battling with in the world. So I kind of say, yeah, you know, and I say, you know, you don't get no thank yous or pat on the back for not reading the sign. And I said, but going forth, you know now that had you not experienced this, nothing teaches us better than life experience. And they're young, and so being that they're young, I think they have that to their credit. They can make mistakes and improve upon them. And I said that much to them too, because you don't want to break people's spirit when you're trying to actually give them a nugget. And I don't think they were offended. But what I'm getting at, you guys, when we talk to people, awakened empaths and chosen ones, we want so badly to tell them the very person that they are dealing with is a narcissist. But often we're not able to do that. We have to be very discretionary for a couple of reasons. One, we're going to be deemed the enemy. For two, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to connect with what you're telling them. It just will not make sense, because what you're doing, you're pouring some cold water on them, waking them up instantaneously, and in doing that, there's a shock. There's a shock. It's almost like throwing cold water on somebody, ice cold water on somebody out of a deep sleep. That is sort of how we were when we woke up. The difference was God met us where we were. When the shock came, God sent people. He sent information our way, and we were directed towards the exit sign. We evacuated in the way that saved our life. We didn't jump out of windows because we thought that that was the only alternative. We saw the exit sign and we proceeded to a safe space. Now, that second reason is the shock factor will cause a person who you're trying to force feed, and unbeknownst to us, that's actually what we're doing subconsciously when we're giving these people, we're feeding them too much of this information that we have now discovered. We're giving it to them too fast for them to digest, so they don't have the ability mentally, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, or any other way to process this. So I find it very interesting and unique to empaths who awaken that can do this in a way whereas you are not badly received, and that person actually finds themselves wanting to embrace some of what you're telling them. Because for them not to be able to digest this appropriately and you're force feeding them this, they're gonna recoil. And what that means is they're not going to go the distance to do the footwork. How many people have you told in the comments, tell me, about narcissistic personality disorder that you've discovered that you were invested with somebody and discovered that they were a narcissist? Broke it down to them and told them And they readily said, wow, I never knew such a thing. Tell me more. In the comments, I want you to tell me if there's been one person that was hungry and hungered for you to tell them more. I have never, in the 4 years of being awakened, almost 5, of being awakened, I'm yet to have somebody say, tell me more. I reached out to my own family back in 2022, I think, when I went back home. I did the hard thing and disclosed to my sister that I had discovered the woman that I married and am still legally married to is a covert narcissist. And I pretty much delved over it in short form and said, you know, blah, 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 she's demonic, deceptive, manipulative, energy is crazy, I saw her eyes turn black, blah, 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 blah. Not to my amazement, but I was very, very, I don't want to say disappointed. I was very, very I don't even know the word. I was just very, very unfortunate to have had them not respond in a way that I would have thought that they would have been more eager or hungrier or inquisitive for more information on this. And I went a step further when I realized that, because you realize it quick in a matter of just a few remarks to them, that you need to cease and desist with giving them any more information, because anything beyond that, you're force feeding them. And so it was dicey and it was a chance I took, but in the way that the behavior was ensuing itself, I was seeing so much of the dynamic going on within that atmosphere. So I had to reach out and say, I said I was compelled to tell them. And I don't renege, I don't take it back. And to this day, they do know that I'm aware of this stuff. I am yet to have anyone reach out to me in the family, say, you know, this is something that I really want to know more about. And I actually went further as I ceased and desist, which is what I was getting to. And I left them with this. I say, look it up for yourself. I can't accurately depict this to you and have you understand it. I need for you to look into this yourself. And I said, looking into this, you'll see in our family dynamic how some of this is played out in our family. And you'll see that even in our family dynamic, we very much have narcissistic personality disorder in our family unit somewhere. But based on description alone, you're not going to be able to determine this. You're going to have to read, do soul searching, look into it yourself, as I am doing. And beyond that, I didn't go any further with that. And I talk to my sister on a regular, here or there, and I don't mention it, I don't bring it up again. But to the point of this video, I was just trying to share with you guys that God gives us an uncanny ability to be able to connect with people, because we do want to reach people. We do want to help people, bring them out of this dark place that they're in. And we're finding ways to do it, short of calling it exactly what it is. Narcissistic personality disorder. A spirit straight from Satan, straight from hell. God is giving us that ability to connect. And you have some people on YouTube that are making out real good, reaching people, have a big following, reaching people and talking in a fashion where they're able to connect with people. I'll give you an example of a guy, and I'm not in, you know, he didn't tell me to endorse him or anything, but I like him. Iron in the Soul. Brother Shabazz, Iron in the Soul. Now that brother is biblically astute. He really believes the word of God, and he shoot from the hip. And I like this guy. I like his approach. He's definitely reaching people. Iron in the Soul, and that's his YouTube. So if you are adapting or adopting an ability to be able to reach people, short of telling them narcissist, this is what you're dealing with, a narcissist. If you're able to tell people and connect with them, this relationship you're in, this person is using you, and this is what they will probably do. They will reach back out to you and try to draw you back in because they want to come in and finish making your life miserable. That's an approach in a practical way. It's not spooking the person. You're giving them a prophetic anticipation of what's to come. And when that actually happens, they'll look to you and say, wow, how did they see this coming? And maybe, fortunately, God willing, they will happen upon the word narcissistic personality disorder. Beyond that, and in that form, beyond that, there's really no way that we're going to be able to connect with these people going straight to the core of what this is. Other than this platform and them finding these videos, the way that we found videos, the way that we did our own research, our own soul searching, there is probably literally no way to get a person to connect with narcissistic personality disorder as we did. Because think about it, we didn't connect and grasp this idea or this demonic possession called narcissistic personality disorder. We didn't connect with it by way of somebody else pouring into us directly. It was often somebody from afar, someone that and then some of you in the comments may have had a friend that connected with you, and there are those cases where I've heard people say, you know, I had a friend and he told me, but almost 99.9999% of the people who have awakened, and awakened in a way where we are really on point with this, we awaken by way of doing our own soul searching, introspecting, and reaching out and hungering for this information. And I think that's the way God planned it to be. Because when you seek me, you shall find me, is what God says in his word. You seek me with all your heart, soul, and mind, that's when you shall find me. And I think that is what God did when he allowed us to find this information, because he knew our heart, he knew our soul was aching for a thing called peace, and we needed that peace, and something was chasing us, and it was defying everything that we attempted to do in attempts to try to get that peace. We wanted distance, we wanted peace, we wanted serenity, we just wanted harmony in our own life, and something was disrupting that, and we just didn't understand what it was. So God met us where we were. Let's give thanks to God for that. Wherever you are right now, just say thank you, God, for awakening me in the way you did. Churchgoer or not, do that for yourself. Thank God, because I don't think there's any other force on this planet or in this universe that gave us this information apart from God. That being said, bless.